Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about really what's the biggest gains killer I've seen. And this is not just in my clients, former clients, things like that, but I think in the general populace too, because this is always why you see people who lose the same 20 pounds over and over and over and over and over. Like, how many people out there do you know who've lost the same 20 pounds? I'm not talking about bulking and cutting because they're lifters in a weight class. Okay, and trying to get leaner each time. I'm talking about the average person who barely works out or does any fitness at all. They lose 20 pounds all the time, and they rebound back to their old weight as soon as they drop the habits. And they don't develop any habits, right? Because they want a quick fix. They do everything quick. I want to do it in 30 days, 6 weeks, right? Instead of going, you know what? Maybe I should spend 3 months losing the 30 pounds or 20 pounds. Take my time, develop habits carefully and slowly that I can sustain. All right, we see it in them all the time. And every fitness person out there says, oh, yeah, we know they do that. Oh, it's just the yo-yo dieting and they just start and stop. But then why do so many people do it and who consider themselves serious fitness people? Okay, I see it over and over. I see people who spend a whole year making progress. I've had them do that. Come and hire me as a coach. Hire me as a coach. We spend 3, 4, 5 months getting them phenomenal progress. Okay, to where they're like, wow, I got stronger and more jacked than I thought I could do based upon doing this on my own. And then they rotate out and then they contact me later. Hey coach, after I dropped out of the coaching, I just wasn't disciplined and I got really busy with life. You know, as if they couldn't make 20 minutes to maintain a basic workout 3 times a week. You know, even to come in and do the bare minimum. They couldn't maintain that because they got busy with work, business, family life. They couldn't come up with an hour a week because that's all it would have taken to keep really 95% of their progress. And they're like, yeah, coach, I haven't worked out for 4 months. And I'm like, you guys see where I'm going with this? Where I, as a coach, look at this and go, okay, let me get this straight. I got you close to a 500 deadlift. I got you close to a 500 deadlift. Benching, 270. Got you here. You paid for coaching, and then you couldn't get to the gym for an hour a week. Total, 1 hour. You couldn't get 1 hour of free time to keep your gains. You lost everything. And people think I'm kidding, but I've had this happen multiple times. It's not just so a couple of my people who might listen and think I'm talking about you. I probably am, but I'm also talking about a couple of others. I've seen this. And I've watched it happen numerous times over the years with people I know. Stopping and restarting is a gains killer. And this is what I tell people. Establish your habits. Make it a priority. Even if you can only get to the gym twice a week for a whole year because you're so busy to lift some weights. Because you can only get there twice a week, and it's got to be 30 minutes in between whatever on your way home from work on those 2 days. That's all you can squeeze in. Okay? You do realize you'll maintain your gains, the majority of them, if you do that. You could just come in and do a few basic exercises, a little squatting, benching, some pull-ups, whatever you need to do, and get back out. Okay, a couple sets, and just get out. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You'll still keep most of your progress. Unless you're crazy advanced in blasting gear and all that. Okay? But they don't do anything, and then they regress. And then they end up, I've had this happen, then they hire me again. We get them all the way back to almost where they were, right around that point. And they're like, well, money's good, but I don't feel like I can dedicate to the coaching again. And then as soon as they quit being coached, what happens? Within a month, they don't train anymore. They're like, oh yeah, a month after I quit the coaching, I quit training completely. Nothing. Months of no gym. How many people do we see do this in the real world? I've watched this for over 20 years. I've known people who got decently jacked, decently lean. I've known guys who blasted gear Did a couple cycles. Pretty decent gains. Then they just quit. They take 6 months off from lifting completely. Lose all their gains. Then they start back over later again. It's like, why do people do this? Like, it's not that hard to come up with a little time. Like, look, 20 minutes. I get it. Stuff can get in the way. I've been in those situations. You guys saw me in a situation where my life got so hectic with some stuff and struggling to get to the gym with a period of time. Even when I was on YouTube, I was in the gym exactly like I described for a bit. I kept most of my gains, and I bounced back later, right? Some things got in, and I don't want to go into the details. I really don't want to go into that because this was quite a few years ago at this point. But I bounced right back. People have to learn to do this. They have to learn to step back and say, or not maybe go so hard all the time. If you know you're not going to be able to sustain that level, then dial it back a bit so that you don't get overwhelmed, so that you don't just quit when some things get hectic and you're like, I can only get to the gym twice a week and I can only squeeze in 30 minutes. Okay, but anybody can do that. I don't care how busy you are. I really don't. It can be done. Okay, it can be done. And that's enough. But at least get in and do something. Do at least your basic lifts. Hell, if you're like, well, I still want to keep some arms, fine, do your bench and squats and do some curls, whatever you need to do. Okay? But you have to get in and you have to do that, or else people just restart. And I've seen it. I've just watched it happen to so many people. So, we talk about people losing the same 20 pounds of fat. Well, people who lift do this for years and years, who consider themselves fairly serious, and they're like, oh, I'm a fitness person. I watch all these fitness YouTubers, and I know all this stuff, right? They might even be a certified personal trainer. I know them. They got whatever cert they went and got. Multiple times they will go 4 months without lifting, 5 months. Multiple times. They got too busy, but it's like, you don't have to come in and do your full routine. Look, if life gets busy, come in and do something. Maintain something. Hell, do some pull-ups. Okay? Do something. It really isn't that hard because people regain the same 20 pounds of muscle over and over and over and over. Okay? Starting and stopping is a gains killer. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.